I wonder what is going on with this. Oh, I'm back. I'm back. I'm back. Yay. I don't know what's going on. So this is the other thing I'm making note of. I need to look into why I'm going down in Katana even. I need to look into why stream keeps dropping. If I have to, I will call my internet service provider and bump up to the next level of upload speed if possible. But I definitely need to look into that because that's annoying, both from your perspective and from my perspective. Maybe because I'm. So am I up and running, folks? You got me back? A system of individual training exercise for practitioners of karate and other martial arts. Hey, thanks, Pac-Man Jr. That's awesome. Okay, I'm good. All right, cool. All right, well, we reported that issue, folks. Good job, team. We'll go back to details. Is that what we wanted? All right, let's go to the next kata. The next individual training exercise. Doing karate. In a small town, far, far away, the population is P0. Who says that? P0 equals 1,000. Why can't we just say the population is 1,000? The population regularly increases by 2%. Wow. It's a lot of babies per year. And moreover, 50 new inhabitants per year come to live in the town. How many years does the town need to see its population greater or equal to 1,200 inhabitants? So this is some more insight about me. My reading comprehension is shit. So I have to read things like a couple times, a few times, in order to really grok it. But let's go on a little tangent here. Side note: I have found, since I struggle with the reading comprehension like that, I never really read books. I get into them a little bit, and it just takes me too long, and I get frustrated, and then I stop, and that cycle is just keeps on going and going. But on top of that, so what I found recently, and I know this isn't like new probably for most of you, but audiobooks in general, I was able to go through a fucking book that's 9 hours long in a few days. I actually finished a book as an adult with a child. So, yeah. So I'm just sharing that suggestion. So if any of you have that as well, I used to do audiobooks when my commute was around an hour each way. It was nice. Yeah, exactly. So if I'm driving, I listen to it. Hell, if I'm showering, chores around the house, like if I want to do dishes or something, or after I cook, whatever, I'm listening to it. If it's just something mundane that doesn't really need my full brain's attention, I pop on the audiobook and I'm knocking shit out fast. And it's just been like a huge, my gosh, brain's not functioning on full capacity. It's just been a huge help having audiobooks and being able to actually read, because I've always had interest. There's been books that have interested me that I wanted to actually read and get the value out of them, but I would just get so frustrated because for me, what happens a lot, in all honesty, is I get to certain things and I read it and my mind starts trailing off on whatever it was, right? And I like for a while, okay? And then I come back to the book and I'm like, where was I? For one, to get back into the context. And then I have to reread that paragraph that I got stuck on like a couple times just to get back in the sync of things. And then I start going again. And that happens a lot when I'm reading a book that way. With the audiobook, it still happens, but it's not as impact. It doesn't have as much of an impact on me to get back into the context of what happens, because for one, Audible's app, I can just be like, well, if I know I'm going off on a tangent, I can just hit pause, right? So I don't miss out on anything. Or even if I don't get to it in time, there's like the little go back 30 seconds kind of button, which is nice. Hobbit and the Lord of the Rings series. Oh man, I bet those books are long. Yeah, that's a great way. So far I've been using it for like self-help kind of books. Like I read The Subtle Art of How to Not Give a Fuck, or whatever it is. 6 years ago. Now I go to read something and I can't even read but for a few minutes because of the lack of focusing on it. Yeah, I'm totally with you on that, Caviar. Like if you haven't tried it yet, try audiobooks to get past that, because same thing happens to me when I'm reading a physical book, which is odd because, well, if I think about when I'm working, I'm reading all the time. Like I'm reading people's blog posts and whatnot. And I comprehend that fine, but I think it's because most blog posts are like at most 10 minutes to read, right? If you go on Medium or something. One of my coworkers has that. I feel like I should read it. The Subtle Art of Not Giving a Fuck. Yes, absolutely. Some of it's a little like, I'll be honest with you. It's what was it that it's been a couple weeks since I finished it. And so I'm trying to remember how I felt afterward. Overall, I'm really happy with that book. It definitely helped change my mindset because, like you have that voice in the back of your mind always kind of telling you, talking to yourself, right? And I don't know what the statistics is, but like, let's just say like majority of it, 90% of what you're saying to yourself in your head is probably negative. Like, it's just like, I'm not good at whatever it is that I'm trying to do, or I fucked up talking to this person, right? Whatever it may be, you're dwelling on shit. And what that book has kind of helped me do is get out of that mindset, for one, get out of my own head, and just focus on the things that are of value to us. Like, what are your core values? What do you want to do at the end of the day? And for me, it's just, well, I'm family first. Is my biggest thing. I just had my first daughter with my wife, and that has been a huge change in my perspective on life in general. But not just that immediate family, my broader family too. I want to make sure that they're all good and help them in any way. And then outside of that, with my work, I really want to take. I'm still kind of figuring it out, honestly, but I know it's about. I really enjoy teaching. So that's why I've done Pluralsight course and some courses, a couple of courses on Pluralsight, to kind of share my knowledge around application security and just other things in development. So I want to share that with people and focus on that. So those are the things that I'm kind of valuing. It's like family and then helping people do this stuff that I enjoy doing, which is programming. So knowing that those are my values, if something comes up that's not really, part of or something working towards or on those values, then I shouldn't give a fuck about it. I shouldn't spend time giving fucks towards that, is kind of like how they would say it in the book. So that's it summarized, but I highly recommend actually, getting the audiobook and checking that one out. I'm still picking up some new ones too to listen to. Now I have an app on my phone learning Russian, and I have to put the phone down to sleep since I do it before I go to sleep at night. Yes. So, Caviar, the attention span getting short is definitely. I think it's not just you. It's everybody. Like that's the world we live in today. Is just constantly jumping from one thing to the other. So, and I think that's definitely contributing to the why it's difficult for, people like us to read and comprehend a lot. But yeah, so I struggle with getting sleep at night too. I mean, hence I'm up right now. I'm on the East Coast. It's 1 a.m. We're going on 1 a.m. And what am I saying here? I lost my train of thought. Maybe it's getting a little too late. So I struggle with getting to sleep. Yeah, technology is a big part of the problem for me with that. So I have to like put my phone away. I have to put the laptop away. I used to have my laptop in bed and like work on stuff late at night there, and that was like killer to my sleep. It did not help at all. It was a huge. You're in Florida? I'm in Florida. I'm in Orlando, Florida. That's cool. Um, what was I saying? So technology in the bedroom, like completely out. Other than I have a TV in there because that the TV is fine for me because, um, like that. If I put on a TV show that's just kind of like mind numbing, like not important, or especially if I've seen it before. Like I like watching The Office at night and just keep going through all the seasons because it's just relaxing. It's funny. It's lighthearted. I don't have to. My brain doesn't have to think too much about it. Oh, cool. So St. Augustine, that's cool. That's not far. And what's up, Sean from Seattle? I was just there on Thursday. Thursday is when I flew out. Took a red eye out there. I don't like taking red eyes, but I do it so I can get back to my family a little bit more quickly. All right. St. Johns County, to be exact. Cool. I'm in Orange County, which is pretty much Orlando. Anyway. What else you guys want to talk about? I'm cool with just talking about shit and doing these things. I'm actually kind of you're helping me procrastinate doing this challenge because I didn't comprehend it the first time I read it. So all right. Let me read it one more time then. We'll go from there. In a small town, the population at the beginning is 1,000. The population regularly increases by 2% per year. Moreover, okay, all right. I'm skipping. My attention dropped from that. I have ADD. At the end of the first year, there will be, that many inhabitants. At the end of the second year, there will be that many inhabitants. Says the population increases at 2% a year and 50 new people move in every year also. Oh, thank you. That helps greatly. So what do we need to do? How many years does the town need to see its population greater or equal to inhabitants? So I don't understand so the function's supposed to figure out how many years? Is that what it is? More generally given parameters. Function NB year should return, here we go. Should return N number of entire years needed to get a population greater or equal to P. Excellent. Aug. What is with that? So here's something else I want to talk about when it comes to writing code. Choose names of parameters and variables that are easy to understand and comprehend for somebody following behind you. Because maybe I'll figure out what aug means, okay? But the next person is going to be like, what the fuck is aug? It's just ridiculous. What, like August, But aug is an integer, percent is an integer, percent, a positive. What is this English? Or null number. P0 and P are positive integers. Don't forget to convert the... What are you guys saying? Program like the person who has to maintain... Yeah. Yes. Yep. Exactly. It's funny. I've always heard that, it's like the telephone game. That quote... I wonder what the real original quote was. It may be what you just shared, Sean, is it? But I've heard it, kind of twisted up different ways, in all cases it has to do with the person behind you being, reading the code behind you being a murderer somehow. But yeah, it's just interesting. But I mean, would you guys agree, guys and gals? Caviar, you're just laser focused on this problem. Are you gonna solve it for me? I don't mind if you do. P0 equals 1,000, so it's 50 iterations of P0 plus equals P0 times 0.02 plus 50. All right, I'm going to do that. They need a test for 0 years also. Pac-Man Jr. You're the one who called out. You love the tests. It was you that called out the test before, right? Yep, it was you. I'm going back in chat. You are on top of those tests. I'm loving that. What? So this is, they need to get Pac-Man working on these tests for CodeWars.com. You know what? Let's find out. Where's the contact information? We need to send them an email, and I'm going to send them your contact information and tell them to freaking hire you to make these tests. Yeah, I think so. Pac-Man, do you write tests first before you write the code? I mean, I guess that's kind of what we're doing here, right? We're doing TDD, test-driven development. I'm so glad I'm not being too loud. The baby's just out cold. And then P0 is 1052, and then you have to calculate 2% of that and add another 50. Okay. Let's get moving on this, right? So, Caviar, you said, all right, P0 is the initial population. Oh, now I understand this language. They're talking about all the parameters. See how they highlight like actual code? Why aren't they highlighting this as code here? I know I'm being nitpicky, but that's what threw me off. I thought they were like writing English. Really? I find that surprising, Pac-Man, that you have a hard time with test-driven development, because you're on point with that tonight. Percent is a positive or null number. P0 and P are positive integers, which are the populations. P is population to surpass. Okay, so P is our limit. P0 is our initial population, initial amount. All right, let's start it. Variable, we'll call it let count equal 0. Well, let me think this. I want to think this out loud though. I have a hard time getting all the tests. Usually, I have to add more tests. Yeah, but the fact that you get tests, like, you need to recognize? Let me call this out, Pac-Man. The fact that you even have tests is a huge jump above, even myself in that regard. That came off kind of wrong. It's just you're very advanced in that if you're able to take that approach and start writing tests first, even if you don't get all the cases. Like, that's my opinion. I know people way more experienced than me, years wise and whatnot, that can barely do that can barely do what you're able to do, man. So that's really good. But it's cool that you're pushing yourself and you want to get better at making sure you catch all the tests that you would have to do. All right, so count. All right, the initial population 0, the percent that it's going to increase every year. Let's think about this. This could almost be oh my gosh, I'm blanking on the word. Recursive function. Right? It returns itself until it hits that whatever the limit is. That would be a clever way to do this. Am I going to be able to do that right now? Probably not. But I can see this being recursive. So we want to keep. So the count is going to be the thing that's going to count. We're going to simulate years passing with count. I think that's where you're going with it, right, Caviar? So we can. Well, does it matter? We'll just keep hitting count until. Yeah, well, let's do that. I'm going to go with that. So for count, let's do another loop. And we're saying count equals 0. And then we're going to keep looping until P0 is greater than P, essentially. All right, just bear with me. This probably is wrong, but... And then we'll just say count plus plus, just keep iterating over it no matter what. So that loop is going to run indefinitely if we don't modify P0 or P. Right? Y'all with me? And we can just do this. We don't need that. Ooh, Command X actually worked. I wasn't expecting that. And we want to say P0 equals, and what'd they say? P0 times 0.02 plus 50. And we went, plus equals, right? Well, I don't need to put in those. We want to do percent and whatever the I guess this is AUG is for augmenting it. That's what they mean. Still, I don't like that. So that should work, I think. The function should return n number of entire years needed. Oh, that's what you meant by count. That's what you meant by count. Okay. So we do want count to be here. So let count equals 0. We can just get rid of that. Count plus plus. And then we know that's how, and then we return count. Bam. No. We got 0 for all of them. What did I do wrong here? I guess I could do while. While this is less than P. Did I lose you all on the stream again? Count plus plus. All right, we're getting closer. We got one test pass somehow. Percent looks like it's an inch should be float. We are here. So okay, sorry, no bouncing between multiple. No problem, man. You watch whatever interests you most. I just saw the chat went kind of quiet, so that's why. Less than or equal to. No, we don't want that. What were you saying about Pac-Man? What were you saying about int should be float? Oh, sweet. I've never tried doing that actually. I usually watch one stream at a time, but that's an interesting way to approach stuff. Yeah. Test pass, value equals 50. This is interesting. Because you see the sample tests over here? All right, let's follow along with the tests going here. We got test describe, so we're describing a group of tests. And then we're going to say test.it, basic tests. Here's something else I want to call out. I am used to, at least with, what am I using? I use Mocha and Chai, if you're familiar with Node and JavaScript testing. So in the same, kind of manner, there's a .it, right? And reading that out loud, it should be it should do X, Y, Z, right? That way, again, that crazy mad man or woman that's a chainsaw murderer can come back and read this code and understand what your intentions were with this test, right? And then we would know, right? And we probably, I don't know how we would do it. I would probably break these out into separate tests, right? Well, or maybe I would say it should result in the right number of years for X, Y, and Z. Yeah, so I don't know where this test is coming from, right? So all we see is NB year and basic tests, and then there's a bunch of shit going on here. Test pass, value equals 1. Expected 1, got 1. I think that's what they mean by that. Percent needs to be divided by 100, right? Notice it is 5. If I multiply 15, we get big really fast. It should be 0.05. Ah, yep, you're right. You want to see the instructions again? Sure. You're absolutely right. So we want to do this divided by 100. Anything else, you folks? Well, what do you want to see in the instructions, Caviar? That should be good. I'm going to run it. Whoops. Yep, exactly. You know Pac-Man was on it. Pac-Man has our back. Shit. That worked. That was it. Pac-Man, you have saved my ass too many times now. And CodeWars.com's own ass too many times now. I'm really curious though, like where are these other tests coming from? Testing NBA Cup. Oh, you can skip. That's interesting. Where the fuck is that test coming from? Or any of these? Look at all of them. Holy shit. 106 tests, but basic tests. I was about to just put in their vars to see what the values are to log. In the function, you mean? Yeah. Yeah. No, I hear you. But Pac-Man caught it way before. It still need less than equal to. On here? I thought that caused it to fail. Yeah, see, expected 50, instead got 51 when we do that. And P equals 0. Well, I think the idea is that they can pass in whatever P is, right? We're not going to manually set P. I think the idea is that those can be any values at that point. What's going on here? Come on, run. It's like in a hung state. Took longer than 1200 milliseconds to complete. Oh, I said equal. Yes. Yes, exactly. Yeah, whatever it is, the fourth variable, as long as the fourth variable is smaller than the first variable, that loop needs to continue. And we need to keep adding to the first variable in that one. Yeah, okay. All right, let's move on to the next one. Let's submit this. Actually, I'm looking forward to see other people's solutions, what they did. Kata. Check out Code Wars Red. Get the most out of your Code Wars experience with a Red subscription. Click here to learn more. Oh wow. Yeah, that's kind of what we did. They did 1 plus the percent. Oh, they're doing that. Oh, that's interesting, right? Because they're saying it instead of plus equals, they're saying equals itself times 1 point, whatever the percent is, right? So let's say it's 0.02, so 1.02. And obviously divide it by 100 to get the percentage. And then plus whatever the augmentation amount is, assuming that's what the AUG means. That was too easy. Yeah. Yep, exactly. You think it was too easy? I liked it. It was fun. You guys are just pros. I'm not. I need to. This is why I'm here working on this, and I have you all helping me, because I'm a noob. I suck. All right, let's do the next one. What do we do? We did 3. I'm getting points over here. Look at this. I don't know what does that mean. What does that mean? 17 points. Let's click on it. Completed kata 15. Rank. This is kind of fun, right? Because it like makes it into a game. That's what I like about it. Ooh, look at my honor. I have 17 honor. And 8 KYU. What is KYU? We're ranking up, folks. We are ranking up. Overall KYU, 80%. Still ranking. Oh, that's interesting. We're all noobs. Also, gamification is the way to go. Hells yeah, I love gamification. Earn extra honor and gain new allies. Honor is earned for each new Code Warrior who joins. Learn more. I love talking in that voice. Hey, I got some allies, followers, and following. What does that mean? What does that mean? Did some of you join this and start following me and shit? How do I go look at that? Profiles, GitHub, Twitter. I don't know how to go look at that shit. Anyway, do we want to do more challenges? I'm down for more challenges. I think I'm gonna, as a heads up for those of you that are hanging around, I'm probably gonna call it a night around 2 a.m. Eastern. Social. Yeah, these are social. No. I mean, like it says. Oh yeah, no. I have more followers than that on GitHub and Twitter for sure. So I'm assuming that's on here, the followers count. Whatever that means. It doesn't let you see who's following though. How do I go follow other people too? Social. Oh, social. That's what you meant. Gosh. Get with the times, Brian. Gregory Bell. Oh, I'm following these people? How did I do that? I don't remember following anybody. Did it just like automatically have me follow them because I'm at Microsoft as well? Allies. I don't know any of those people. But that's cool. I got some new friends. We're all friends. Honor of 17. No need to perform seppuku tonight. What is seppuku? Caviar. What does that mean? 5 followers. View all users that are following you. All right. I'm done with this. I'm ready for more challenges. More kata. Friend or foe? Let's go. Let's train. Make a program that filters. Oh, quiet. Shh. Everybody quiet down. Getting a little too loud and rowdy. Seppuku sometimes metaphesized as harakiri, abdomen/belly cutting. Oh gosh, which is a native Japanese kun reading, is a form of Japanese ritual suicide by disembowelment. Oh my. No, well there's definitely no need to perform that tonight. Oh my god. What in the world? Yeah. Interesting. Thank you for sharing. Now I learned something else new tonight. Thank you, Caviar. Caviar Liberta. I like that name. That's cool. That's crazy. I guess that was like honorable thing to do, right? Back then, is just suicide by disembowelment. They did it because they dishonored themselves. Oh, wow. That was not honorable. I take that back. All right. Brian, note to self. Don't comment or talk about things you don't know or understand. Yeah. So, oh, yeah. Well, it's the only way to, like, get back their honor, right? If they do that themselves, right? I don't know. Again, all right. I'm going to stop. Try using the filter. All right, let's do that, Pac-Man. All right, I'm reading it. Make a program that filters a list of strings and returns a list with only your friend's name in it. I want to use all your names. All right, we're gonna before I actually run this, I want to change it to have I made love your face. Okay, interesting. Friend caviar, just because that's the first one I read in the chat just now. Pac-Man Jr. Someone's face. Sean. WW Sean 08. And 1? No, get out of here. Those are my friends. Right? If a name has exactly 4 letters in it, you can be sure that it has to be a friend of yours. Otherwise, you can be sure he or she is not. Come on now. So if you have a 4-letter name, you're automatically my friend? What kind of world are we living in? So make a program that filters a list of strings. Okay, all right. We're using filter. We're going to return friends. Who spells friends like this? I do. Friends.filter. And we need a filter function, right, folks? So function friend. This is tough for me to write everything in one line. If the friend return, right? And we need to return a Boolean whether we want to have them as if they're really a friend or not. If friend dot length equals 4, then they're friend for sure. Right? I think that's it. Keep the original order of the names in the output. I think that should be fine. Otherwise, you can be sure he's not. What are you all saying? Fruend. All right. But I want to make it so that you all are my friends. But let's just get this to work. Can I comment this out? Yeah. Boom! First try. Thanks for the challenge, Pac-Man. Challenge accepted and challenge won. Oh. Cool. All right. See, now that, to me, caviar, was easy. However, the other one, the population one, when it was like, oh my gosh, there's just so many parameters and shit. What am I going to, brain can't. Why am I at, no, I didn't mean to click on that. Oh, look at these random tests. What the fuck? Where are these random tests coming from? This is interesting. I kind of want to figure out that part of it. Look at all these new basic tests. What am I running my code against? Does not compute. All right. Submit final. It's almost like you knew what you were doing. Thanks, man. Thanks. Oh, look at that. That's you got to go a little bit better than using ES6 syntax. The little fat arrow. Bam. N dot length. Yeah, because we just want to, save our keystrokes and just write N for name equals 4. Equals 4. All right, next one. Let's do it. Or as I say sometimes I like to pretend I know what I'm doing. That is a very good question. I don't know if it's a pointer. I don't know exactly how it gets interpreted behind the scenes. All I know is that it lets me, whatever's before it, we can do, let's do this actually. We can kind of talk about it a little bit. Extensions, Chrome extensions, blocking everything, making it all break. Say let friends equal this array, right? So we have that, and we can say friends dot filter. See, even in here we get little syntax highlighting. You see that? Look at that. That's nice. That way you don't have to memorize shit. Nobody memorizes anything. So if we want to do the fat arrow functions, right? We can, if there's more than one parameter, we would put parentheses and we'd say n and say x, whatever, and then boom, there's our function. And if it's all in one line, you can do that whole like n.length thing. But if you have more than that, you get the parentheses going, right? And then we could start. Oh shit. Well, you get the idea. So I think you might be right that it's pointing. I don't know if it's a pointer. I don't know. I'm not that knowledgeable in this space. I just know how to use the shit. That's part of the problem with what I do, I think. With the way I operate is sometimes my brain's like, I need to go beyond that thing that's a black box to me. And then other times I'm just like, I accept it for what it is and I'm just going to use it and not worry about understanding it. So I don't know. That's one of those things that I was just like, I'm just going to use it for what it is and accept how it is. It's just a function. Okay. Well, thanks for looking it up, dude. Or dudette. I don't know. Caviar Liberta. The at the end makes me think of like in Spanish, like I'm just going to stop commenting. Black boxes and abstraction are great until you need to look into them. Right on. Exactly. Okay. Next kata. Take two strings, S1 and S2, including only letters from A to Z. Return a new sorted string, the longest possible, containing distinct letters. All right, so each taken only once, coming from S1 or S2. Examples. This is all like fucked up formatting right now. You can see they're using like GitHub syntax, or not GitHub, Markdown syntax, right? The triple ticks. I wonder if these challenges are user-generated challenges. Yeah, that's what this is. So the community creates these challenges. Whoever this is Code Warrior G964. Let's check them out. Boom. Name unknown. Clan none. Skills close to retirement. That's a nice skill. Member since this thing's been around since 2014. Holy shit! Like, well, I don't. Maybe Code Wars has been around even longer. Let's check this out. Let's go about. I need to understand more. This is one of those things where I'm like, all right, let me get past the black box. Ooh. Look at that. We got beginner, novice, competent, proficient, and master. Interesting. Each kata on the site is set to a KYU/Dan rank based on its subject area and difficulty. The community collectively determines rank in the beta process. Every new Code War user or on Code Wars starts being ranked as 8 KYU. Oh, cool. So I'm a noob. It shows that I'm a noob. Yeah, about that. Cool. They are creators. Authoring kata to teach various techniques, solving kata with solutions that... This is awesome. So the community is what creates all these katas, the challenges, right? I love this. I'm going to be doing this way more often than I had in the past. You know, this is actually good for, not that I'm doing this, but like if you're prepping for an interview, right? Yeah, right? They definitely did. I know this is me showing my ignorance, I guess, in that I don't know much about Japanese culture. So, but I learned some from you, Caviar, and from this site. Currently Dan level. It's probably like I'm like pronouncing it like such American. Dan. It's like Dawn or something. It's probably something badass pronunciation. And Q. Kyo. You will only find Kyu level content to train on for now. Yeah, so I guess once I complete enough katas, I'll start getting more challenging. I'll rank up, and then that gives me more challenging katas to better prove myself. I like that. Code kata is a term coined by Dave Thomas, co-author of the book The Pragmatic and a bow to the Japanese concept of kata in the martial arts. A code kata is an exercise in programming which helps a programmer hone their skills through practice and repetition. Fantastic. Cool. Wow. Number 1, G964. Isn't that who we were looking at? Yeah. That's the homie that created all these challenges we're going through. I wonder if you get more rank, or you bump up in rank if you create challenges. Create katas, sorry. Let me keep within the context of what we're working in. This is cool. All right, so there's obviously, when they created this, there's some syntax issue, formatting issue. So each taken only one. All right, let's try this, folks. Take 2 strings. Return a new sorted string. So we're going to take each letter within each string. Holy shit. Okay. The longest string of distinct letters. What are you all talking about? Pronounce Duan. Nice. Okay. Duan. Wait, is that the KYU that's pronounced that, or the DAN? Duan. That's interesting. Alrighty. Okay, the DAN. Duan. Duan? I guess I can do it too, right? Translate.google.com. How do I search? Japanese HIJK. Whoa. Did you see that? There's 2. With no distinction on why. Anyway. No. Huh. Anyway, I wanted to kind of like hear it to see if I was saying it right. Duan. But, oh, Javanese. Holy shit. I didn't catch that. It's getting late. That's why I didn't catch that. We want Japanese, not Javanese. What is Javanese? Second one was, yeah. Who is that? Is that somebody new? Zilox. Hey, what's up? Welcome to the stream. Appreciate you joining. You looked up Dawn in Japanese, then copied the character. I got you. Okay. All right. Anyway, let's get back to the challenge. What kind of coding is this? We're doing... that wasn't any... No. It wasn't any coding. I'm doing well. Thank you. Farzer... I wasn't doing Japanese coding, no. We were talking about how this Code Wars site is built around Japanese culture, and part of the way you're ranked is through what's called DAN, or Duan, as Caviar looked up for us. It was so kind to do so, and KYU. And I don't know what that, we didn't know what that stood for or was pronounced. Section, part, passage. All right, so onto this challenge. We have 2 strings, each going to have any number of letters from A to Z. We need to only take the each distinct letter and combine it into one long string and return that. So how do we do that? Well, let's just start off like I always do. Result. Result is the string that we're going to do. Return results. And we want to... Oh my gosh, I've like done this before, where you want to find each unique item in an array, right? Because we can break up the string into each character becomes its array. So I'm going to bring up this. Oh, what? They overwrote the keyboard shortcut to bring up the developer tools. That's nice of them. Developer tools. Whoa. What is going on there? Oh, it must be reevaluating my code like every 2 seconds. What the fuck? What the fuck was going on there? Holy shit. Okay. So if I have a string, blah, 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 what do I want? What's the built-in function I want? Caret constructor. Includes index of, length, link, match, repeat, search, slice. Is that what I want? I think I want slice. Small, split, strike, sub, substring, substr, substring, sub, 2 dash, 2 string, 2 underscore to uppercase, trim right, truncate, value of, and then all those private ones. Is there a built-in function to break it up to iterate over each character in the string? I thought there was. I thought there was a way to... Let's do this. I'll go to the W3 schools. Data types. Or wait, is there strings? No. JavaScript. I used to work with this guy from Canada, and the way he would say JavaScript is Java. JavaScript. Like, or no, Java. Java. And it always made me think of Jabba. There we go, JS strings. JS string methods. There we go. This is why I love this site. I don't think... Oh, JavaScript. Yeah, JavaScript has a map, but I don't know if it's on a string. I don't think it's available on a string. Like if I have an array, let's go back to where we were. Get rid of that. If I have an array, I can say .map, right? You see that? But if I have a string, there is no map. So that's what we're working with, folks. Where were we? So I'm trying to find... I thought there's a way we can, like... I want to slice. Extracting string parts. There we go. Slice extracts a part of a string and returns the extracted part. And you have to know exactly what you want to slice out, though, with that. We don't. Java. Sounds Australian. Yeah, Java. Java. Hello, mate. Java. You into that JavaScript? Yeah, so we don't want to slice. Oh, look at that. It's similar to... The difference is that substring cannot accept negative indexes. The difference is that the second parameter specifies the line. That's interesting. I didn't realize that there was a substr, right? So for substring, and then the full written out substring. The difference is that you specify the length. Which aren't you doing of the extracted part? Okay, so this is from like index 7 to index 13, and this is saying index 7 for 6 character lengths. Mate, want to walk about down to the cafe for a cup of Java? Certainly. I do. I do want to. All right. So what are we gonna do here? Whoa, this is weird. What? Does this like do they know that I work at Microsoft or something? What are the odds? Or did no? What? What? How did how did that? Who's hacking me right now? Somebody's injecting this content into the site when I when I navigate to it. No, that's freaky. Please visit Microsoft and Microsoft. What is going on right now? Somebody's fucking with me. String char at with a loop. You think so? Yeah, but how did they get Microsoft? Must be the NSA for that SSL breaking. What are like seriously? They could have used any text here. I'm kind of freaked out right now. They could have used any text here and somehow it's Microsoft where I work. Like if I refresh this page, is it going to still say yeah, it still does. This is freaking me out. Now I want to like go to it on my phone. Yeah. Like, am I nuts here? What are like of all things that could be in this string on the w3schools.com site? Yeah, I work at Microsoft. Why am I just learning code now? So yes, I work at Microsoft, and I'm not just learning code now. I'm just practicing because honestly, I don't use this shit day in and day out. So why not? I want to do refresh my memory for one, right? Because I'm not remembering all the built-in functions and whatnot, and this is kind of helping bring that to light and help me learn some new ones. Oh, it says it to you as well? All right, thanks. That's just weird, though. What's up, Matthew? Matthew Kozlowski. And thanks for checking on that, Mark, if I'm pronouncing that right. Because otherwise that's kind of freaky because I work at Microsoft, and then it's like, what are the odds that they chose to use that as the text, right? Anyway, all right, moving on. What we're doing right now is I'm trying to, because I don't know of any offhand, the challenge that we're looking at, right? Let's go back to the challenge. We need to take two strings that have any number of characters from A to Z, and they can be duplicate. We need to get distinct characters in each one, and then concatenate them together from string 1 and string 2. So, as you can see here, right? So are they there? Are they here? And yes, they are here. Any of these that are duplicates, like the Y, we only want to count it once. And you could see you get this value in alphabetical order. So that's what we're trying to do. I do not normally code in assembly. String.split. Oh yeah, split by nothing. It'll split them all. Napcats. Hey Napcats. I just last year started at Microsoft around May time as a cloud developer advocate. So, but before that, I worked at Disney where I did most of my engineering background, both as a developer and an architect. So, there I've started out. We can do this. I'll go off on a tangent here while I'm thinking about how I want to approach this. But thank you, Pac-Man, for suggesting doing split with just an empty string. So a little background on me. I started out. I'm loving working at Microsoft, by the way. For whatever reason, I think the dark theme is like hiding people's names here. So hold on, let me change dark mode. Zelix. I love work. If I'm pronouncing that right, you can correct me if you want. I don't mind. I want to pronounce it correctly, if however you want to say it. Yeah. I love working at Microsoft. I'm very happy for moving over there. Not that I didn't love working at Disney, because it's an amazing place to work as well. So background on me: I got a computer engineering degree here in Orlando, and then I got an internship at Disney. Got hired on at Disney, and worked there for I think like 7 years exactly or so. And then 7, 8-ish around there, and then made the switch over to Microsoft. So that's my story. When I was working at Disney, I started out actually working in C Sharp, .NET, oddly enough, right? Microsoft technologies, with some SQL, Microsoft SQL databases, uh, building thick client applications like Windows apps. You only look like 25. Thank you. I take pride in the fact that I look younger than I am. Did I? Hold on, I'm catching up on the chat here. Did I go to UCF? Yes, I went to UCF. It is a fantastic school, and I'm a huge fan of it. Um, Although, I don't want to go off on a tangent about what I think about getting a college degree, but uh, caviar, yes. A guy can only handle hearing "It's a Small World" before losing his mind. So much. In fact, actually, this past uh, was it this past weekend? Yeah, the past weekend I went to Magic Kingdom and took my daughter on "It's a Small World" for the first time. Um, and it's been a while since I wrote it myself, so it was interesting to hear it over and over and over again. But paying when you have a kid, it's kind, I don't know, it feels different. It was really it felt awesome actually, because just to see how she was reacting to it, she was just like in shock, like whoa, sensory overload kind of thing. Uh, so that was cool. Where was I? So yeah, I started out doing C Sharp .NET, which I loved because Visual Studio, the full blown IDE, that thing is fucking amazing, right? It's a huge help in making you a more efficient developer because of all the stuff that's built into it. It's just amazing. So I was really good with that. And then I was like, I started moving from building thick client applications, right, like Windows apps, into web development with ASP.NET. And what did I do there? So that led me to doing more front end stuff. So instead of just building out the server side API implementation, I started doing more client side stuff. And when I started out doing that, I started with like plain old JavaScript and some jQuery and Bootstrap. And just when I started getting really good at that, that's when like all the JavaScript frameworks started coming out. Like Knockout JS was big, um, and then Angular JS, the first one. And so it was like, let's check out all this shit that keeps coming out that makes things a little bit easier than jQuery. Depending on your perspective on that. Yeah. Purdue, nice. Actually, one of the professors I had originally taught at Purdue, and then he came over to UCF for some reason or another. I don't know. I wasn't sure if you remember Purdue played against UCF in a football game and beat them badly. I think I remember that. That was just like a couple years ago, right? Was that because we went undefeated, or not undefeated, completely defeated 2 years ago? No problem, Napcats. Yeah. Are you talking about that time, Caviar? Now you got me wondering, when did we play Purdue? I don't know that everybody's gonna be interested. More than a few years ago. Oh, okay. All right. Never mind then. But yeah, the football team went completely defeated 2 years ago, and then they go in. They're the national champs, in my opinion, this year. Anyway, should we get back to this challenge? Caviar, you suggested doing the split on. So let's do this. We'll say let S1 characters, because I like to use. I'm changing this. We're gonna say string 1 and string 2. And we're going to say string 1 characters equals string 1 dot split on nothing. Oh, Pac-Man. Yeah, of course. Yeah, Pac-Man's been, for those of you just joining, Pac-Man Jr. is the man because they've been, been helping out and just like even correcting this thing. Well, which now makes more sense, right? Because we realized that these challenges in Code Wars are community created. Like this one's created by this G964 person. So there's going to be some issues with stuff like the formatting we see here, right? The formatting is not looking right. Somehow they must have messed up the markdown on that. And that's why we don't see these other tests. But what's still not clear to me is, which some of you have seen already that have been following along with the stream so far, when we run the test, we only see these basic tests, but then there's these other tests that get run against it somehow. All right, moving along. You just get lucky. No way. You are the best. You've been freaking rocking it tonight, saving my ass several times. All right, so, oops. That habit of hitting command save. Well, like I was just saying, for those of you that haven't noticed, see these random tests? I guess they're grabbing tests from other people that were created on the fly that are maybe running this challenge, this kata right now. Purdue versus UC. You're going to start running. Why don't you give me all the stats of like what each player got? Caviar. Rub it in. 47-13. Wow, that's harsh. So that you cannot code to those sample. Oh, I got you. That's yeah. Code Wars has a set of example tests and a set of black box tests you should be able to look at once you beat the challenge. Okay, cool. Well, it's cool to see that other people are familiar with this because this is all new to me. I am just trying this out because, quite frankly, a lot of this, based on my history, I had not used a lot of these built-in functions that were, we're flexing that muscle now within JavaScript. So, it goes to show you that no matter how much experience someone might have, I don't know everything. And that's why I describe myself as continually learning developer. I'm not like, I check my ego at the door. Hence, I'm doing this shit right now. I'm fucking coding in front of people that I don't really know, and showing my weaknesses in my technical skills. So I feel proud of that, at least. In any case, we have S1 characters now. So what was the instructions again? We want to combine those. So we have we need to get distinct. We have an array of characters. So now we can start leveraging array built-in functions. So we'll say S1 characters dot, why isn't that working? This should return an array. Oh, because this is, all right, we'll bring up the dev tools. I like having the little highlight, like to tell me what functions are available. So what do we want to do? We don't want to do filter because filter is going to, maybe we want to filter. No, because if we do filter, we want to keep track of, all right, let me think about this in my head out loud. So let's say it's A, B, and C, A, B, C, C, okay? So we want to add A, we want to add B, we want to add C, but we don't want to add C, the second C. So we can go and iterate over each one and say push it. Let's do it like the long ass way, right? This is, as those of you that have been sticking with me this whole time tonight. Oh shit, it's 2 a.m. All right, let's do this challenge, and then when this challenge is done is when I'm gonna call it a night, because I don't want to stay up too late and then I miss the morning with my daughter. It's happened too many times already. All right. So the long way is we're gonna iterate over each number of characters, the length of S1 character, string 1 character. So we'll say for I equals 0, I is less than S1 characters dot length I plus plus. Catching up on chat, folks. So, hey, I went to the University of Rhode Island. Our football team had plenty of 1-win and no-win season. Oh, the lights just went out on me. Alexa, turn on The Office.
Okay.
See, that's my signal to myself. I set up a automated thing that at 2 a.m. Eastern time, hit the lights to remind me that I need to get to bed and stop doing what I'm doing. So let's catch up on the chat here. Code Wars is University of Rhode Island. Our football team had plenty of 1-win and no-win seasons. Yeah, it's tough. It's tough to be a fan then, and quite honestly, I started like not watching, not following along. Like I just lost interest in them. I was like, I'll spend my time on other things because of it, which just sucked. Yeah, the light reminder is great. It's helped me out a lot because that way I know I've hit my limit. So that's why I'm hoping we can finish this challenge. Like I'll solve this challenge quickly, and then we can call it a night, and then catch you all hopefully on the next time I stream, which I'm gonna be doing way more because I'm enjoying this. This is like my second or third time now, and it's been a lot of fun. Other thing to note here, so I switched the theme on Twitch, right? It's from dark mode to light mode, and now somebody else, let's see who it is. Sean, WW Sean08 is showing up as like very hard to see. So no fault to you all. Like it's just freaking Twitch needs to get their shit together with the theming so that you don't have that problem directly in their UI. So Sean, I hear you on that work going to Rhode Island. Turn on video on demand. Yeah, I did actually. Well, so I went and the past the past streams that I did were kind of, they just didn't, what do I want to say? As you can tell, as it gets later in the night, my brain doesn't come up with the right words that I want to say. It starts shutting down on me. I had the videos saved from my last streams, but they didn't, there was like stuff, I was still figuring shit out, and there was just things on the screen that I didn't want to be up. Not that it was anything really that revealing or whatever, but it was just stuff that went on and things that I was just talking about that I was like, it's not worth saving, so we'll start fresh. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, they should get rid of the light and dark calls. All right, I'm catching back up still with some of the other things you all said. Should feel honored it was Drew Brees that went on to San Diego and then New Orleans. What are the instructions for the challenge? I think you can see them now. I have them up, right? Matthew Kozlowski. It's hard to do. I've tried it. I am humbled by the fact you can do it. Thanks, Sean. I appreciate that, man. It really means a lot because it's interesting, right? I have to code and think out loud, which I like that challenge because it's good for pair programming too, right? If you're working with people, and if you can do the two things at once, it's really helpful. It just makes you slower. That's the only thing. Like if I was doing this on my own, maybe I would have done been through a couple more challenges, right? I think that same year Purdue played against Wisconsin and had 500 plus yards offense and still lost. Wow. That's crazy. Well, that was like, speaking of that, Caviar, I think it was when UCF played USF, University of South Florida, like both offenses had something crazy like that, 500 plus yards. It was insane. That was a really, if you could watch, if I were to go back and watch a game, which I don't normally do, like after it's been played, that's one of the ones I would go back and watch. It was one of the most exciting games I've ever watched of college football. Use array reduce. Okay, I'll check. We'll make note of that. I just want to catch up to everybody's comments in the chat because I know what the reason I'm doing this. So, and I'm glad you're all bearing with me. Is I know what it's like to be on the other side of a stream like this, or just on social media where you make a comment and you try to reach out to people and you just don't get heard or anything like that. And so I want to, like, part of my goal with this is to make sure that I, address everybody that's been nice enough to join me, because I know what it feels like. It sucks. Like, you're just looking to connect with people and they're just like ignore you, or maybe they just get busy, right? Maybe they have a good reason, but I want to take the time to do that. So I appreciate you all bearing with me as I catch up on the chat here. There has to be a comparative function. Would a set work? Okay. I set that to be visible. Twitch's old light theme on purpose to be a troll. Oh. So you're trolling me. Well, you're trolling everybody, Sean. Everybody that's using the light theme. I blame Twitch, though. And you doing that is going to maybe light the fire under Twitch's ass to fix their theming with this shit. Twitch Prime / Turbo, you can set your colors exact RGB color. Okay, cool. I think I have Twitch Prime because I saw earlier. Let me get a drink of water because I can feel my mouth getting dry there. Twitch Prime, you get it. I mean, you either you can pay for it, or if you're an Amazon Prime member, apparently you get it. I saw that earlier, so I have Twitch Prime. So I'll check out that RGB thing, Sean. Farzer, what are you solving it for me? You're gonna help me get to bed? All right, I'm gonna copy paste. That's what coding's all about. We are all sort of pair programming. Yep. Basically, if you had two strings as the output. It's been close to 2 years, so I doubt they will change it. Oh, man. Okay. I think that's everybody. I caught up. Now, let's try what Farzer has here in the chat. I'm copying it, and we're going to add it in here. So let's step through what Farzer shared with us in their code. We have string 1 plus string 2, and we're going to split all of those. I like that idea. Based on an empty string, and then we're going to filter. We have our element, the index it's found at, and I don't remember what A is. Is A the actual value of that element? I forget. Most of us in chat have it, the crown next to our name. Oh, yeah. Okay. That's what that means. Very cool. Okay. In terms of filter, I forget what the A is there, but all right, so then we're saying run this function if I equals A dot index of element dot sort dot join. Interesting. All right, I'm gonna run. So that's gonna return us a string. So I'm gonna do this. We're gonna say result equals that, right? If it used bits to change it on the client side, I'm sure Twitch would implement it right away. Yeah. We can do that, semicolon, comment out my shitty code. And let's get rid of, oops. It's not cool that they overrode the built-in. So I'm using, to bring up DevTools in Chrome on a Mac, I bring it up using Command Option I. But inside of codewars.com, they overrode that key combination, that key binding, to do this. Oh, what? Well, if I have this highlighted. So it shows the output and then switches you back between the output and instructions. I think they should come up with a different keyboard shortcut for that. I don't like when they override stuff. All right, let's run this. Ah, didn't quite do it. S1 is not defined. Oh. Let's go back. Run this. Shit, we did it. All right, so before I say that I completed it, I want to at least understand what you did, Farzer. If I'm pronouncing that incorrectly, please call me out on it. It's fine. I want to make sure I do it. I want to make sure I pronounce everybody's names and stuff correctly. So, first off, I know what we're doing here, right? We're combining the two strings, which is a great way to fucking do it. I don't know, I like that. That's clever to me. Then you split, which Pac-Man helped us out with originally. And then we want to filter on that, and filter's going to return us a new array or a new string. Yeah, new string. Or no, a new array. Yeah, because then you do the join down here. Sorry. And the only thing that I'm not remembering is I is the index. The confusing part with the filter is to do array unique, since that's not a part of JS. Yeah, like to find a distinct one. So you're saying if the index you should make an array unique function. I just wanted a one-liner. Yeah. But all right, so I'm trying to step through what you did here inside the filter function though. We're saying the index equals a dot index. Let me, you know what? This will help me if I just go, where's my arrays? Where are we? Where are my built-in array functions? Where are you? Array methods. It's not in alphabetical order, so that threw me off. So let's try to filter. No, why isn't it filter in here? It's not showing it here. Shifting, unshift, changing elements. Farzer, but I could be wrong. Farzer, is that right? Oh, you're using the spread syntax, huh? The ellipses there. Spread new sets. Hey, sorry. So I'm noticing this coming up. I think I have a setting turned on where if you add a link, it's getting deleted. So I'm sorry about that, folks. I'll make sure after this to go remove that so that these links can come up for everybody. Long Z sound with ear after it. Farzier. Yeah, Napcat says links are going to keep just getting removed. It's something that I've turned on in the settings of Twitch, so that's going to keep happening. Farzier. Developer.mozilla.org. Okay. Global arrays filter. Okay, let's do that. Web, JavaScript. See, I would have saved myself some time here if I didn't turn off the links, right? Bam. But at least I type pretty fast, right? Yeah, but what are the parameters? All right, this is a demo, which is cool. I like that, but... Oh, here we go. Scroll down, Brian. What the fuck's wrong with you? All right, so we have the element, the current element being processed in the array, the index of the current element, and then the whole array filter was called upon. Ah, there we go. Okay. Yeah, you're right, Napcats. I know. I could have copied it and replaced it with dot. But I wanted you all to go through the pain of watching me type it. Why not? All right, we'll go back here. All right, so talking through this out loud to make sure I understand it. I'm assuming most of you already probably do that are watching, especially Farzier, who helped share this with us. So we were talking about the filter function. We have the element, the index of that element, and then the original array that we're running the filter on. Now, if the index equals the index of the element in the array, then add it. Right? So we're adding it as part of the filtered version of the array. So that gets returned, like here before we run the sort on that. But what I'm still not grokking there is, how does it know whether it was already filtered or not? Right? So if it's the letter A and then this in the index 0 and then the letter A at index 1, does filter, well, I guess let's read what filter does, right? Yeah, see, because how does it know whether it's unique or not? Yes, I was. I was showing off that hand-eye coordination. Go up. The filter method creates a new array with all elements that pass the test implemented by the provided function. I think it basically does a string comparative differential. Yeah, does it just do that behind the scenes? You know what I'm saying? Because, like, how does it... It's comparing... Wow. This is like next level shit. My mind is just at 2:16 a.m. in the morning on the East Coast here. Let's try and understand what the fuck is going on here. So, the index of that element, the one that we're iterating on, so let's say it's A, and the index of it is 0, and in the original array, A, if the index of A, let's say it's the letter D, just to avoid confusion. So the index of D, which is 0, if that is equal to the index of D in the original array, then that returns true, and that means that D gets added to the new filtered array. Okay? So we're holding D in this place. Now, let's say the next letter in the overall string is D again. Oh, it'll find the first, because index of is going to find the first. Index of is going to find the first instance of that element in the array. I think I got it. Right? It's the first index, the first instance of it. So it's going to say 0, but the index of D, the second D, is 1 now, right? And so that's going to come back as false, and that's why this works. I'm like 99% sure. What do you all think? Do you agree? Do you follow me? I'm going to write it out just so we can say. So I'm going to say D at index 0, D at index 1. So when we go through it the first time, it's going to say D at index 0 is equal to index 0. But on the second D, we're on index 1, right? But when a dot index of that element of D gets passed in again, it's going to return 0 again, right? Because let's say this is the string DD, right? I believe the index of function is going to find is going to return the first instance it finds, the first index of the first instance it finds that character or element in the array. And I think that's it, folks. And then obviously we sort it alphabetically and then join that because the filter is returning an array. So join by on nothing to create a full string, and bam, Farzier. I'm not good at pronouncing shit. This is some crazy mind bend code. Makes sense that you talk about it, but I would have never came up with that. Yeah, I would never have come up with that. So that's some good shit right there, Farzier. I don't know how, like, I like how you, I don't know if you're still there, Farzier, but because if you are, and you let me just think through that, I appreciate it. You made me work for understanding what the fuck was going on there. Cool. So I think that's gonna wrap. Well, let's. Why is it gonna make me attempt? Oh, because I changed the code. Let's do this. and I'm going to add, I don't know if this saves it to my account, so I'm going to say thanks to Farzier for the help on this one. So if it does save it to my shit, then you get some credit. All right, submit final. Thanks, man. You have ranked up. Look at that. And with that, so I've earned. So you mean I earned being able to use your code, Farzier, because I figured out how it's working. Yes. So, and with that, I have leveled up my rank to 7 KYU in JavaScript on Code Wars. So I am a 7 KYU Code Warrior, ladies and gentlemen. What is Pluri Gaming? What are you talking about? You can make it a one-liner by simply returning it. Yeah. Napcats. You are absolutely right. But hey, cut me some slack. It's 2:21 in the morning here, and I got to get going. So, I am going to start wrapping it up here. Noobcat retweeted your stream announcement. Thanks for the stream, Clark.io. I enjoyed it. Oh, yeah. Have a good night. I got to check that out now. Well, I'll check that out before I close up and everything. All right. So let's wrap things up. One, I want to thank you all for joining me. I'm so thankful. Like, seriously, I really appreciate you taking the time to hop onto the stream and chat with me. It was really cool and interesting because the other times I've streamed, I've had just like a friend join me that I actually knew. So this was really new for me, and you all helped with that. And it's cool. I'm getting all sentimental, man. This was a lot of fun. I hope you enjoyed it. I'm going to be doing this more regularly. I need to figure out a good, consistent schedule. But I'm thinking mostly weekends on doing this. And, I'll put it out there on my Twitch channel, and I'll tweet about it on all my social media accounts. I'll make sure it's known what I figure it out. And, yeah. So thanks again. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope to see you on the next one. If not, no big deal. It's been fun. Have a good night, everyone, or good day, whatever time of day it is for you. And I'll see you.